Hello and welcome. We return once more. We are just finishing preparations. As well, usually, we of course don't run this on when? Friday? Yes. We of course usually don't run this on Friday. But here we are. As we missed a few of our solo Sundays, we will be doing it today, as stated previously. Unfortunately, my timing was poor. And, well, yesterday I unfortunately had well, I had to monologue at a bunch of conscripts basically all day. And unfortunately, that of course has ruined my voice. Yes, unfortunately, yeah. So I can't speak as authoritatively as usual. Authoritatively? Not sure. Hopefully that won't cause too much problems here on, well, impromptu solo tabletop RPG Friday. But yes, I don't wish to ruin my voice any more than, well, it already is. I had to already stop by the, ship's med bay and all that. But I didn't have much time, and as, well, I've covered before, the broadcast device we use interferes with Imperial technologies. So our, healing nanites aren't really working while we're here. And unfortunately, I couldn't, put it off and wait for that because, as I said, as we missed previous solo Sunday, I said I would be here to do it today. So, and hopefully I can also do this on the proper solo Sunday. But I do have something before a match and so forth, in which I'll also have to speak at conscripts for a while. So it might be later on next Sunday. Still, we'll try and do this on Sunday, but it might be a bit later. Anyway, enough of all that. Let's get down to the actual game. Yes. So here we are. When last we left off, our adventurers, well, our two mercenary allies, we have three, but one's at base, having been injured. And then there's two mercenaries in Juliana Aldis searching for their target. Unfortunately, due to a strange series of events provided by the bot, a lot of the gangsters we were supposed to meet are dead, piled in this building over here, killed by plasma weaponry. Rather rare, at least around these parts. So, basically, we will, that's where we left off. We've arrived at the location in which the clues have led us to. Unfortunately, I didn't prepare the map. As you know, we were doing a lot more rambling than preparing on World Building Wednesday. So, here's what we'll do. We'll take this slow and make the map as we go, which is one of the options for working with the bot, but it just means we'll take things a bit slower. Hopefully we can have some time to catch up. Unfortunately, given all the work I do as an Imperial Lord, we have little spare time to get a lot done between, all the mapping for other people and managing a nation and all that. Unfortunately, that leaves little time to work on maps. But we'll try our best to work on maps and improve production value and all that. But we can always work on maps as we go. That's, like I said, technically what the bot was, it's how you're supposed to use the bot. Of course, you can't, it's not like you can't add to it as you go. There's not supposed to be a door there. Or if there is, it's blocked off. The primary door to this section that was decided would be a few. Some up here. The real decision is we want a door here, here. We know we want one here. It's not like we need these doors right now. They are relatively important. We'll go like that. The door into this section is probably here. And here. I think we'll have one. Then you enter this section from here. Go all the way over here through displays about the animal before you arrive here. And on this far wall, I don't want a door there because we could have that sort of like a display area giving information about the animal before you walk over to the glass. There would be glass here, but it's hard to, do so when it's a curve. But basically, the glass would be there, and you'd be looking out into the enclosure with the Death World animals. Not a bunch, but, a few. Anyway, 1 second, my apologies. Sorry about that. Here we are. So, our team has arrived in the enclosure. I suppose that is how we could have a second door. Could be one here, basically, that you could get to from here. Basically, like that, or in through there. So, where were we? Yes, we've arrived in the area. Basically, this is where we would have met the boss. Unfortunately, it has been a while. I should have gone over notes and rewatched the thing beforehand. Unfortunately, like I said, schedule and all that. So, here we are. Our clues have led us to the enclosure. I'll try and take more complete notes from now on. That is my bad. My apologies. Let's see here. There's one thing I need to check real fast. Make sure things are working. Good, good. Okay. Things are displaying properly. So, arriving in the area, our team will basically enter from down here, of course. Having the clues having led us to here. Well, I say clues. We did just simply search a lot of the buildings. So, arriving in the primary enclosure, or the primary section of the enclosure, where the person would have been, I suppose we should ask our bot the first few questions. Let's see. I am ever so slightly unprepared. My apologies. Normally, I spend the day before these streams preparing the match, making sure I have a loose idea and, that I'm prepared. But This is a bit impromptu, which is, I mean, this is a bit off topic. This is why the days we stream are set the way they are. Because, well, I have time to prepare before stream on Sundays and time to prepare before stream on, well, I prepare for our World Building Wednesdays on Monday. So, but there's no free day to prepare for Miscellaneous Fridays, which is why it's Miscellaneous Friday, you know? So, anyway, let's get down to business. Entering the room, our first thing to do is going to be to, well, cautiously enter the room as we have been. I suppose we'll ask, is there a sort of, well, is there a scene in the room? And by that I mean, gunfight, not active, but, there was a gunfight and this is where the boss and target would theoretically be. So we'll check if, there's signs that something went down. So the proper question is there signs that something went down here? And that's going to be a +8, the maximum possible modifier, because it's very, very likely to be a yes. We will also roll for chaos. Our first roll is for chaos. 2. That is a yes on chaos if we roll a matching chaos combination. Now this is +8 on the next 2 rolls. 6 and 2. Which is yes, there are scenes and there are both even numbers. As both numbers are even, we arrive at a chaos event. I need to quickly check our chart to see what happens if both are even. Random event. Not exceptional, but random. Exceptional is if you get a yes or no, it's basically, exceptionally yes or exceptionally no. While random it means we roll on our random charts. I suppose we should prepare that. Let us bring up our large sheet and interact with it. Oh, luckily we have it here. Juliana Aldous' sheet. We go up to here. Random event has occurred. Now we need to roll on the chart. This one will, well, first we need to determine the type of random event. Looking for the section. Here we are. Seven. Okay, that means we roll a d6. 6. Add an archived plot line. Okay, let's see here. I suppose the most logical plot line to add. Now, normally we would roll randomly, but unfortunately, we don't have a lot of prepared plot lines already in the go, if you will. So basically, assuming I can start properly thinking, here we are. Okay. Perhaps we did archive those. Or maybe I should take better notes. Okay. That wouldn't make too much sense. So we'll just roll again. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, roll on adventure theme focus. This is an action, so we roll on the action chart. An NPC is going to do something. Okay. Okay. That we can work with a little bit better. Now we need a D3. No, we know more people. 4, 5, and 6. Here we are, just deciding who they were there. We know who 1, 2, and 3 is. 1, 2, and 3 are Juliana Aldis's former government, the one that she left. 2 is local faction A, the local government that we are currently working with. The 3 is local faction B, the government that we are currently against. C, well, 4 is specifically, this is why we should take notes. C is the person we're working with, the gangster that is aiding us. D is our leaders. 5 is our leaders. And 6 is the gangsters here that we were supposed to meet. We got 5. Okay. So I believe I really should take notes. I believe that was all local gangsters. I don't recall my own statements. This is why we should write them down. This is the order I think they were in. We'll do it again, so it's for fairness' sake, let's see. Assisting gang. Here's what we'll do. Assisting gang, rival gang, A. Actually, they're neutral. They're not technically a rival. And there's assisting gang, there's neutral gang A. And I suppose the person that hired us doesn't make sense. So the target themselves. Now let's roll that dice again because, you know, fairness sake and all that. 4. Neutral gang A. So the people who we were supposed to acquire the target from. They are going to take an action and we need to determine what that is randomly. So, oh, shouldn't have closed that. They're going to take an action. We need to determine the type. Here we are. It should fill us with fear. And for fun, let's use the pictures. It does take an additional minute, but oh, wrong die type. I'm looking for a D10. There we are. Okay. 52. And 42. Okay, here we go. This will take another minute as we need to generate 2 images and then, you know, get them to display. Here we go. Image 2. First, we need these 2 dice. Oh, that's a reroll. Okay. And our second should be these two dice. Yep, nope, that's the right dice. Good. Thought I rolled the wrong one again there. Here we go. Okay. There we are. Place that here. Copy those over. Switch to a different tab here. I need to wait a second or two while it processes. And it's lagging. That's unfortunate. Well, we'll give it a minute. While that works, I can start interpreting. So it should instill, well, it says fear, so that means if we check the notes here, the answer is something that causes fear in the player character most directly involved. Okay, so simple enough, straightforward. Unfortunately, it's still processing. We'll give it a minute. So, ooh, has it worked? Nope, not yet. Here we are. Come on. There we go. So, for interpretation, we have this. It should cause fear in our character, Juliana Aldis. We've got what appears to be nails going into the head of a person, and bricks or books or rubble. So we need to interpret these to have meaning to the situation. And it just clicked. It just clicked. So of course we'll go over the process. So of course we interpret these pictures based even just loosely on what they make us think or feel. So we know that our character, whatever the result is, should cause them some form of fear or discomfort. There's rubble and sort of nails in the head. So what immediately jumps out to me is the fact that our party is in a room, and we agreed before that there are live death world animals in here. Also, the answer to our previous question that this was rolled on was a yes on the fact that there's evidence of a fight in here. So, putting all this together, my initial immediate interpretation is, given the rubble or bricks or however you want to interpret it, I interpret it as rubble in this case, the display that keeps, the basically glass that keeps the death world animals in is shattered. There's a hole in the enclosure, theoretically letting the animals out of the pit. There is likely lots of blood around here. And just signs of a battle, plasma burns, hole in the enclosure, that kind of thing, which is quite concerning. Here we are. So basically, I suppose the next question is what kind of creature it is, of course. Do I have that information easily accessible? Probably not easily accessible. I'm just going a quick check through my open files. Specifically looking for one specific one that I might have already open. And the answer is starting to look like no. Oh, here it is. Very good. Looking for the right section here. Here we are. Where is it? Here's what we're looking for. Okay, it is a standard warm-blooded animal. Let's see here. Next roll. Okay. It is a large, armored animal. That's not ideal. This is a four-legged, large, armored animal. Let's see. About the size of a hippo is what is in the cage, basically. There's likely more than that, but that's the primary thing. Given that is a creature, specifically that is being kept by a gang criminal, we will not roll on what its status is in, like, what's the word I'm looking for? In a biological ecosystem, as this is the basically kind of pet of a gang boss. We'll say that it is definitely a predator. It is indeed a hunter. It is armored, it is large, it is about the size of a hippo, and it is, where in the cage is it? For that, we'll roll a scatter die. I'll roll that here because it's not like I need to look at a sheet while doing this bit. The other ones I was looking at sheets and cross-referencing, so I was rolling with normal dice because it's easier than flipping back and forth. So we're rolling a d12 scatter die. 9. Let me check our chart. Combat scatter dice. Okay, so the creature's over here. Let's see whether we can't just get some sort of token for this thing. This will take one moment. We'll go with this. There we are. So the creature is basically given the scatter chart over here. And as we, look, we see a hole in the enclosure, which is not ideal. I suppose the creature gets a check. Since it's a creature's check, we will of course roll here. It has a 6 on its perception check. Which means even with a 6, it's not fully aware, but it hears us enter and move about. It doesn't fully know, but it does definitely hear us. So, given standard creature, it will move to try and investigate. Basically, the logic behind what it's doing is going to move to try and to investigate. If whatever it finds is hostile, like if it would be worried about it, it will get defensive and move away. If it is prey, of course, it would attack. So it will move cautiously, however. So it'll move like there as it slowly approaches. It doesn't quite have line of sight, given that this is the edge of the glass. It doesn't quite have line of sight yet. And we don't have line of sight on it yet. but we do know there's a hole in the enclosure. We also do want to search this place for clues. Hopefully find something about where the target is, but we don't know that the creature is there because we don't see it yet. So, without that information, what we would do is there are signs of a battle. There's a hole there, but, so we will look around, which will be a search check. It will probably be interrupted, but we gotta try because we wouldn't know beforehand. 2 plus our search skill. Brings us to 3, 2. So a total of 2 on our search, which is not a success. We find very little. Well, yeah, we find very little. Our allies could also get a look. We'll give them 1 check of their own. +13 checking their stats. $14 total. So they might find some little bits of things, but we are more than likely, definitely interrupted at about here. As it sees us, and we see it. And unfortunately, it is going to be extra short, but I think we will call it there. Which, I mean, we've gotten very little done, I must admit. We were supposed to, run for a full thing today. But unfortunately, even the little speaking I have to currently do is not ideal and is starting to continue to hurt my voice. Like I said before, too much monologuing at conscripts the other day, speeches and, all that. But hopefully it will be better before Sunday. And we'll get back to all this stuff. My genuine apologies. I hope to see you all next time. So yes, next time we'll try and run solo Sunday. We'll do this again on Sunday. Make more progress, hopefully. And it might be a bit later than usual. We'll do World Building Wednesday. Next Friday, we'll try and play Endless Sky, probably. And then Sunday, we'll do this again. So I hope you all had a good time, even if it was a bit short and unproductive. So yes, thank you for stopping by. And have a good day.